My biggest piece of advice, or most important piece of advice, would be plan your career. Plan, plan, plan. I have a personal plan, a business plan, and a career plan always, and I reviewed them constantly. My plan used to start with, how am I going to pay for raising these kids? I need more money. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a house, I'm going to give them a decent life, I'm going to need this much money. How am I going to get it? And sitting back and going on the benefit wasn't an option. I would never have got there. So I knew, first part of my plan, stay and work. Second part of my plan, find better jobs, climb, get more. Each job that comes up that has a better salary, ask whether it's got a better salary. Look at the paper, ring up about other jobs.
I still see, applications where it says, I'm really interested in working at, and they name the company and it's not my company. And I'm like, okay, so this person has literally just gone for every job. And I understand that in the sense that, people are time poor and it can be demoralising when employers never come back to you with even an acknowledgement. But the reality is if you're going for the job, make the effort. Prepare for it. Make sure you actually make a really good impression from your cover letter. Make sure you do the spelling check. Get somebody else to check it. Make sure that it reads properly. A lot of employers are still, like me, of my generation. That's important to us. Spelling, grammar, it's important to us. So for me, I would say prepare. For the interview itself, if you get an interview, role play it. So get somebody, get a parent, get a teacher, get someone that you trust to actually ask you some questions. Get used to answering, because all of us do it. We leave the room and say, I just wish I'd said this, or I just wish I'd said that. So if you practice, you're much more likely to be able to get across, who you really are in the first instance. And that's particularly important, I think, for girls who might be shy and lacking in confidence. That's not a bad thing, but you need to actually put your best foot forward. It's fine to be sort of introverted, but in an interview situation, you have to show them that you're passionate about the role. You're going to bring your A game to the workplace every single day.
I work in the emergency department in Nelson Hospital, and the number of alcohol-related incidents that we have is massive. I used to work in inner city Liverpool, and I don't think I saw quite the scope of pathos that I see here. And we live in this beautiful place, right? It's amazing. And yet, I see kids who the fire's gone out in their eyes already. We drank when we were at uni as well. I drank a lot, but it didn't seem to be this hedonistic, this feeling of lack of hope, of lack of direction, of emptiness, of despair that I see in so many, particularly teenagers that I see. The things that bring them into hospital are bloody awful. The situations they get themselves into, the concurrent use of other drugs. It's almost like people have become sort of like barbarians. But I think they've always been like that. So maybe we're just picking them off the streets more effectively.
There were the odd occasions when I used to think, I've just got to get that last email out, and then I'd look around at my little daughter and she would be fast asleep in her walker, and I think, oh gosh, I'm such a bad mother. And sometimes I think it's our own expectation that we put ourselves, that we've got to be the superwoman, and that we won't ask for help or support, and that we just keep trucking on. You'd be surprised who will help out and who's only too happy to help out. Sometimes I don't think we talk enough, and that we try to hold on to things and do everything ourselves. So it's really important, and it might be a scream, and that's fine. It might be, a nice civil conversation, and that's good too.
Yes, I do check the Facebook page of people that I've shortlisted. I don't do it for the whole applicants for a job, but I will do it for those who are shortlisted. And 80% of employers do. We check the Facebook page, and 80% of employers of my generation, and we find it challenging to see images posted that you've posted or others have posted of you in compromising situations, whether it's drunk in the middle of the road or whatever it is, and we are making assumptions about the sort of values that you have based on the images that you're posting on your Facebook page that you're making public. So the advice is, If you want to do what you want to do, that's fine. But if you're taking photos of it or get yourself in positions where somebody else is taking photos of you, then just be mindful that that is actually not just broadcast everywhere, but in perpetuity. So it is up there forever.
So they talk about digital natives and millennials now. I think someone of my era who grew up before even mainframes and has had to adapt to technology the way that we have in the rapid pace, even if it's over a 30-year period, from pretty much going from an abacus to a slide rule to a calculator to then being on a mainframe to a PC to all the mobile devices we have today, shows to me the capacity the brain has to learn as long as you have that proactive and positive interest to want to learn. And that is really, I guess, why I have a meerkat on my business PC screen, because I'm a meerkat. I like to pop up, have a look around and see what's happening, and then pop back down and do a bit more work and keep going, you know. So yeah, I think you've got to be interested in life, and those interests will lead you along different pathways.